People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. This is not your ordinary run-of-the-mill mama and papa missionary blogging. This is blogging that takes you on top of the roof or under the cellar with mother hen and our little chickadees. Now people, it seems as if the circus is in town at the court downtown Kingston. It was transformed to the Jamaican version of Gangster, My Cousin Vinny, if you're familiar with that movie, in which some idiot played some sorts of lawyer. Such is the case as it pertains to the leader of the Wandan gang. His name is Andre Blackman Bryan. It seems as if Mr. Bryan was in his cell and he was inspired by Mama, his co-conspirator, who happens to be a certified pastor or preacher. Conman, master, manipulator, I would call it. It seems as if he was walking around and he got some sorts of vision from somewhere, and the vision told him, you know, sir, you need to go represent yourself in a court. You know, sister, the lawyer there, nah do you any sorts of justice. If you did represent yourself, you know, say you don't free right now. You don't out on the street, still a extort people, still a give out order for all sorts of MVRD3R. Don't let it be too late. You need to take a stance and represent yourself. Because that is exactly what he did yesterday. However, I am going to get to that. Today, 24 hours later, it seems as if he had a polar opposite stance. It seems as if his lawyer spoke to him, and it seems as if yesterday when he went back to his cell and he saw his co-conspirators laughing, him a wonder what happened. He pretty much made a fool of himself. He pretty much thought that he was some sorts of jailhouse lawyer mixed with some sorts of jailhouse preacher or pastor. The whole courthouse and the whole of social media was buzzing and in a frenzy yesterday based on some sorts of voice note that is circling all over social media. With the buffoonery, with the clownery, with the stupidness that occurred in the court of Jamaica under the watchful eyes of Judge Sykes. I could not believe what I was hearing along with everybody else. It was a sight or audio to behold. However, today was not really any sort of difference. He was given 10 minutes to conclude whatever he had to say before his sentencing by Judge Sykes. He was allowed that. And today he had a polar opposite stance. I am going to let you take a listen, take a look to what Mr. Blackman had to say as it pertains to the case, as it pertains to the judge, as it pertains to the prosecutor, the popo, all involved, including the witness, including everybody that gave evidence against him. He was pretty much confessing and saying that he is responsible. These persons were under the influence. He gave out the orders. People, this is out of order. I am speaking about this whole buffoonery that is taking place in the court. However, take a listen, take a look to what Mr. Blackman has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
It's the Dan talking, one Dan, and there's no other Dan. Any other than a Clarin Dan. It's the teacher talking, one teacher. God alone is the teacher. God is the Dan. I don't have anything against the prosecutor, Miss Bruce, police, the chief himself, the accused. But by principle, precept, understanding, there is only one law, and that is common law. There is only one sense, and that is common sense. One is the only law. I give orders. instruction. They were all under influence. Same for the witnesses.
Now, people, when we listen to this and we hear Andre Blackman Bryan speaking out in court, this is nothing short of a confession on him begging pardon for his co-conspirators, but also begging pardon for himself. Judge Sykes gave him 10 minutes and he thought that yesterday I kind of fumbled the ball. He said that his conviction is for the greater good of Jamaica. So therefore he is now seeming as if he is being remorseful. So therefore he must say, listen, me no have no sorts of grievance against the prosecutor, against the popo, against the judge, against anyone involved. He must say whatever they did under the influence of him. He guided the whole thing. So therefore, blame me now. So when we listen to this, we see that it is a far cry. It is a polar opposite of what transpired yesterday. Yesterday, he was the prison pastor, the prison lawyer, and also the philosopher. He was pretty much a mix between a prison lawyer, a prison pastor, a philosopher, and a mad, sick-head man that is an evil genius, a con man and a master manipulator. I guess he thought that he was a jailhouse lawyer along with the jailhouse pastor. Don't know if he was influenced by Mama, who happens to be his co-conspirator, like I said previously. I guess yesterday, whatever he was smoking, whatever he was drinking, whatever they gave him, if he must smoke some sorts of spliff laced with lizard tail, he thought that he was going to be a more effective lawyer than a practicing lawyer that he had. Don't know the lawyer's name. But I guess after yesterday's episode of clownery, buffoonery, and him pretty much dropping the ball, he was advised by his lawyer that, listen, you need to make some sort of confession. You need to seem as if you are remorseful, or else it is going to work against you, or else, because of the fact that the evidence is so overwhelming. There was testimony in a court, your own people testified against you, the physical evidence, the evidence that the popo witnesses had. It is overwhelming. So therefore, when you come out and you try to show as if you are some sort of innocent person, some sort of godlike character, it is the polar opposite to what you displayed on the street. So therefore, my advice, my foolish advice, I am guessing that is what the lawyer told him, is to go in there, be remorseful. The fact that you are guilty of at least 7 or 8 counts, it makes no sense to act as if you are innocent. So therefore, act as if you are guilty. Act remorseful. Act as if you are looking for some sort of leniency for more of your co-conspirators. You forgive and forget whatever happened in courts. It is for the better good of Jamaica. You are going to sacrifice. You are going to take it on the chin. Take it like a man. However, when you act as if you're trying to use Sykes on the judge himself, Mr. Sykes, you're trying to use your brain on some set of people that consider themselves the brightest in a society. The DA, the lawyer, the judge. It seems as if you're trying to disrespect them as their profession is that. You're trying to be a master manipulator, a con man. You're trying to con the system, meaning the judge and the system of justice in a Jamaica. It seems very disrespectful. So pretty much I think that his advice, or the advice that he got, is to do the polar opposite thing. Take a different stance than the one that you took yesterday. People, if it is going to work, I think that the horse already went through the gate. I think that fly high or fly low, he is going to get a max sentence, because he is probably one of the most notorious dons or gangsters ever in the history of Jamaica. He was as cold as ice, and I think that the sentence is going to be ice cold coming from Sykes, no matter what type of Sykes he tried to use. People, I am going to let you listen to the voice note that is circulating of what took place, transpired yesterday in court. You will see that he has an polar opposite stance to what he is saying today. The video or the audio is about 7 minutes long, so take a listen, take a look.
I didn't get any subject at school. I don't have one. But I understand oneness, consciousness. The motto, out of many one people. Cannot use one with people. First, I cannot use one with people. I'm reading motto every day. People. One and people. Cannot use one and people. Just for aware. People say anything loosely. But time spent, read the Bible a lot. When I read it, I say, like, it's an experience. And I find it intriguing based on the things that them say about me. How much thing me order, how much money I start. But the time is now. There is no I. I doesn't exist. And in English, I is a subject. No one can subject the soul. Us, that are object. The soul is not an object. In the beginning, when God created the heaven and the earth. Genesis 1, verse 1. Going to Genesis 11. Genesis verse 11. Genesis 11 verse 7. Let us go down there and confound their language, that they may not understand one another. One different from other. Where the corruption came from? Genesis 11 verse 7. The language is ambiguous. The language is a corruption. In the beginning, words don't have any meaning but definition. In, that means you're inside the courtroom. You're in somewhere. In the center, in the middle, you're in. Z, that is the point of the compass. So the point of the compass is in overall oscillation. Genesis 1 verse 3. Then God said, let there be light. I was. When all of this taking place. But the intriguing thing is, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness upon the face of the deep. darkness upon the face of the deep. I hear the chief say the main thing in our case is identification. And now is it time to identify them God. Genesis chapter 1 verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness upon the face of the deep. One know that face represent present. Face is a metaphor for present. Darkness was up on the face of the deep. One know darkness is blood. Blood covered the present of the deep. Deep of latter synonym. We're going to go with vibrant. The deep, vibrant. So a Christian them say, the blood of Christ cover me with the blood of Christ. Blood cover the face of the deep, the present. And the Spirit of God move up on the face of the waters. Spirit of God move up on the face of the waters.
Okay, all right, Mr. Brian. But I want to, but you seem as if you have a lot to say.
No, that's right here. No, not passing Genesis.
No, but you seem as if you have a lot to say.
No, I don't.
So what I was going to suggest is that the other attorneys, you see, may wish to
attorney don't exist now.
No, hold on.
Lawyer represent.
No,
lawyer is not the present.
But you need to listen to what I'm saying now. It's just because you seem to have a lot to say. What I was thinking is that we allowed other attorneys
with all due respect
to speak, and then now we get back to you.
With all due respect.
So you finished now? Yes.
So anyways people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.